Hello friends and fellow gamers, MKxJUMP here, and today we're looking at this week's event for Idle Heroes, which includes a few new things you may have never seen before, and as well we have the Shishi festival, which is more convoluted than it needs to be, and actually doesn't offer as good rewards as many of us were hoping for. That said, you can still get a free artifact this week, which is absolutely fantastic, so I'll tell you how to do that. But before we do, let me tell you not about Patreon first, but actually about a little update I've had from the devs. You may have heard that the devs have replied to the community about #no spending. Pretty much they said they were going to adjust the prices as and when over the months in certain regions. And I poked a little deeper into this. I was like, what do you mean by certain regions? Now, my original expectation was this would be regions that are less affluent with a much higher cost of living who will struggle to be able to buy the Idle Heroes packages after the price changes. Now, that is probably still true. They'll probably do that. But I got back to them and just gave them a little example. If you take a look at the price changes, you'll know that a lot of them represent the fact that the global economy right now is a little bit all over the place. And I said to them, look, if the global economy stabilizes, will you change the prices to represent that? So if the Great British Pound to US dollar goes back to how it was a year ago, will you bring the price in pounds down? The developers said, I quote, yes, that's the intention. The whole reason the devs have changed the price is so that it is reflective of what it is in US dollars. We saw that the price went down in Australian dollars, which means they are open to reducing the price if your region's currency is better value to the dollar than it was when these price changes were implemented. What we need to see is basically the economy to stabilize, and then the devs will happily readjust the prices because it doesn't change anything for them. Right now, pounds and euros aren't worth as much as they used to be, so it makes sense the packages are more expensive than they used to be, so that the devs are still getting their cut in US dollars because they, like myself, are paid in US dollars from Google or from the iOS store. So basically, it makes total sense that they've changed the price now, and they've come out with the yes, their intention is to adjust them if the economy adjusts. That's exactly the response I wanted. So I am spending again, I am happy. That's exactly the clarification I wanted from the developers, so I'm happy. Just felt like I should tell you an update on that. And now let me tell you something completely different. Patreon. If you want to back my content and help me with the stuff that I make here, as well as getting yourself account reviews through our Discord on Tuesday nights, please do check out the link up there to be like the following people who have backed me this week. Oscar Unsworth, Ninoka, Conker ZA, and also Aiden Sobers. Thank you so much for your support, guys. You are totally fantastic, and do reach out to us on Tuesday for account reviews, so thank you for your support. Folks, let's go check out this week's event for Idle Heroes. So, this week, even though it's the Qixi event, it's a Profit Orb and Fantasy Factory event. So we get 5 of the lollipops to use in Fantasy Factory, and we get a Profit Orb. One cool thing about Fantasy Factory is if you've been playing for all of the Fantasy Factory events, it is Jigsaw time. You should be fast approaching a Jigsaw piece like I am. I'm on 7 out of 9, which means I'm very close. I just need to complete 2 more areas and I will get this. And the Jigsaw is fantastic because that gives you an added bonus number of honey stars, and that's pretty huge on this event because we're getting bonus rewards for using honey stars as part of the Shishi event, which we'll check out later. So just a little cool thing, if you're approaching a Jigsaw, you should do quite well this week, especially if you're a free-to-play player. Let's go take a look at what else we've got. Well, the Voodoo Juju is coming to an end from this week, so make sure you go ahead and buy what you need. I can actually get myself a Mysterious Artifact Selection chest by using my Universal Crystals. So I'm going to pop in 33 Universal Crystals, taking me to 3,400, and then I'm going to pop in 200 more, and that gets me to a point where I have 3,600, and I can grab a chest. Lucky me. The value packages are pretty cool. They're just the usual, you know, a hundo, 50, 30, and $10. And I say pretty cool, they're just the usual ones. They're not actually that fancy. I don't really ever feel comfortable about putting money into Profit Orbs, and I really don't like the Fantasy Factory event for spending. So yeah, this week is not going to get any money off me. So I'm back to being willing to spend money on this game, but it seems... Yeah, it seems like there's nothing here I want to buy. All right, moving on. We have Fantasy Factory, which is the usual stuff, and we have Profit Summons. So our Profit Summons for this week are getting us, for 60 points, Queen and a Core of Transcendence, and for 80 points, a Freya. So Freya is back in here. A few people have complained that it's not Mockman, but if they are going to give Mockman, that's likely next month, not this month. So we now have a second chance to pick up Freya from Profit Orbs, which I'm not entirely against. Maybe this is a new trend. They want to give you the new hero from 2 separate Profit Orb events. I doubt that's the case, though. We'll just have to see what they plan next month. Either way, go ahead and grab these guys. Queen and Freya are both Transcendent, which is pretty nice. And of course, you get your usual Light and Dark for 50 and 40, and then whatever else they decide to throw in. So yeah, you can even get soul symbols from this, which is nice. And these may actually be surprisingly valuable this event if you happen to have 2 Transcendence heroes. It's going to be a pain, and it's probably stupid what I'm about to suggest, but I'll tell you more about it later, and it's kind of ridiculous, but trust me, it's a spicy one. Heroic Miracle! So we have to do 3 light 5-star summons, 3 dark 5-star summons, and 5 from every other faction, and you'll get the following armor, you'll get some heroic summon scrolls, and you'll get sweet lollipops. So be sure to do this pretty early on in the event. Oftentimes I forget that I have to do this, and I forget about these sweet lollipops, and then I go and do Heroic Miracle, and I get surprised. I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, lollipops. Totally forgot I was getting these. So yeah, do make sure you grab these, and yeah, enjoy the Fantasy Factory, or hate it. I know a lot of people get very annoyed about having to tessellate shapes, and oh my goodness me, that's a high roll. Getting this 6er right on the start, that's very lucky. I'm just going to put that in there. Yay for me. Wow, excellent start. I love that. Right, well, there you go. That's a happy MK. Let's move on to the rest of the stuff. So we're going to go and take a look at the Shishi Festival now. So this is where you can get yourself a mysterious artifact from the end here. You can either go with a flag and 100 relics or an artifact chest. I would grab an artifact chest for you free-to-play players. It's probably the best thing you can pick up here. And yeah, let's go take a look at what we get. So you can get 50 Glorious Relics, 10 Cores of Transcendence, 10-star Light Puppet, and the Selection Chest. And how does this work? Well, what you have to do is get yourself Love Threads, which you can get from the following parts of this event, and you need 45 love threads in total to do this, although there is a chance that by giving a love thread, you will get yourself not 1 affection, but 2. So there's a chance to get double affection, and it's a 10% chance. So you probably need about 40 or 41 if you're going to be perfectly average on this to go ahead and complete this. But either way, that's still pretty nice. So fingers crossed, folks, that you get quite lucky. So yeah, where can we get 40 to 41 love threads? Well, I'll tell you shortly. But another thing you need to know is you can pop down heroes that you want to grab. And this can be any hero in the game, including Mockman and Freya. So if you want a hero copy, you can go and select it here. For established players, this is less impactful, but for people that are new, you can go and grab that trusty Eloise and Carrie copy you were looking for, which is pretty nice. Do be warned, once you've locked in these heroes, you cannot change them. And yeah, it's a cool way of picking up 5-star heroes. I love that. Now, this is the way that you can go and grab these love threads. So there's an event within an event. It's kind of confusing. So you need to collect 10 of these natural silks to then move through here and claim these rewards at random. And by getting 10 of them, you'll get a love thread, which you then claim in here to get the following rewards. So it's like 2 different systems. It might be confusing, but it hopefully is pretty simple now that I've managed to explain it. First of all, these rewards are fantastic. So you're getting Star Spawn cores, that could be flower cake, which is used later on to get skins. You may find that you're getting toolboxes and fluorite and all the other stuff you need to upgrade the Celestial Island. All in all, most stuff in here, apart from probably the Super Wishing Coins, are pretty good. So I'm very happy with this. Hey, look, free-to-play players, there's Master's Toolboxes here as well. That's very great. So how do we get these things? Well, first of all, you can use Prophet Orbs. That's going to get you 400 if you do 400 Prophet Orbs. You can do 2 Honey Stars. So this is basically half as many as the Honey Stars you use that you managed to grab of these natural silks. You can do 5-star Hero Summons, and you need to do 30 of them, and 4-star Tavern Quests. So the bottom 2 should be totally doable as a free-to-play player. That's 50 you'll grab. And Honey Stars, you can expect to get 2 varying amounts of Honey Stars depending on how you approach Fantasy Factory. I think the key method is to just go and buy down here and get the 9-star Light Puppet and then buy things underneath it and get to around 440, 460, somewhere around there. That'll get you about 220 of these silks, which you can then go ahead and cash in. And that's great. That's going to get you a good number of the affections. Then if you go and do 180 Prophet Orbs, you'll be able to top yourself up even further and then hopefully get a chance of getting these affections. That's if you don't have the jigsaw pieces. But with the jigsaw pieces as well from this event, you should find that you're actually getting more stuff than that. So if you go to the Fantasy Factory and you hit the jigsaw, you might find that you can just go ahead and just spend 600 and plus on this. It's quite easy. So if you look 10, 20, you've got then another 30, so that's 50. That's 90 here. If you buy this, then suddenly it's 150, 195. And before you know it, you've done 440 just by buying up there and getting the 9-star stuff. Now, if you want to push yourself further, you can go back and you can, instead of buying the skin chest, you can get the 6-star puppet. You can even just go back and straight up buy the 5-star shards. Whatever you want, you can go and grab here. It literally depends on how aggressively you want to go and pick up your honey stars So yeah, depends how many gems you're willing to spend on this. But generally, I'd find a good cutoff point, which is fine for your account. And then you can assess how many profit orbs you want to use. Now, how heavy you go in the honey stars may be determined by how many profit orbs you have, or if you've got lots of profit orbs, do your honey stars first, so you need to wait right until Thursday, which is the end of the event, do all the stuff in the Fantasy Factory, then figure out how many profit orbs you need to use. Ideal numbers would be 80 profit orbs, or 160 profit orbs. I think that's pretty much all you will need to spend as a free-to-play player to grab everything. Don't forget you are getting 50 additional of these natural silks as well. So let's say you get to 440 by getting the 9-star hero. That's 220. You get an additional 50 from here, so that's 270. And then you do 80 profit orbs. That's going to take you to 350. Do another 80 profit orbs. That's 430. That's going to be 43 of these threads. That should be enough after a couple double affections to get you exactly what you need. So it's totally achievable as a free-to-play player to go get that 9-star puppet from the Fantasy Factory, do 160 profit orbs, and ta-da, you've got yourself a ton of great rewards, and you walk away from this event with an artifact. So yeah, that in my mind is probably the best route for free-to-play players, but obviously if you do hit the jigsaw level, you will probably have to use less profit orbs, which is even better because you can save them for a future event and then get potentially more artifacts in the future using your profit orbs. Or maybe you just want to go all in and throw in all your profit orbs and try and high roll, which is probably less recommended, but really depends how many profit orbs you've got and how many honey stars you have. One little thing, you might have some starry gems. So you could actually buy some more lollipops, and then who knows what's happening for free-to-play players. But yeah, no, I think realistically just do enough to get yourself one mysterious artifact and call it quits. Let's go on to the rest of the stuff. So we have here the romance riddles. I hate this. I will just say you need to have the heroes on your account. So as you can see, here's a list of all the heroes on my account. You need to have them, and you need both of them to get the rewards that you see on the right-hand side. And you know what's a big kick in the nuts about this? Have a read. Don't look into his third eye, otherwise you might have nightmares. That's Lord of Fear Aspen. Don't have him. Let's read this one. A red wine lover with 4 hands? Well, that's Scarlet Queen Halora, so immediately can't get this one. What about this one then? Starry Bride. Her one-in-a-lifetime wedding gown. Oh, yep, that's Jara. So there we go. That's the first one I can do. And this one says, he's given up his shield after becoming a Transcendence hero. Oh, Asmodel the Dauntless. Nope. Next, we have Big But Agile. Ooh, Seahu. I have him. Excellent. And this one is Flora. Got the bond. There we go. Playful and tricky. She loves to hide and seek with fairies in the forest. You may find that's a different clue. It might be something about a chameleon. Annoyingly, these clues change. Don't let that phase you. So if I close this, reopen it, go back in, you might find that the clues are totally different. So where's the one I just did? If I go down to the bottom, playful and tricksy, a forest warrior, and a bamboo lover. See, that just totally changed. So don't let that phase you. It definitely got me the first time. It was a little confusing. A light mage with a staff in her hand. Well, that's going to be Eos, and this one says a light ranger and an archer. That's Russell. There you go, that's a bond. So you'll probably find that you'll be able to do a few of the non-transcendence ones, which will be the ones that cost 10. They should be pretty okay. So there you go, a lonely girl with a doll. Let's go and put in Annabelle. And this one says a dark mage in the company of a deer. That's Forcus, so we'll drop him down. If I go to the dark faction, I should have a Forcus copy. Yep, there you go, bonded. And this one says born in a crystal. That's going to be Natasha. And so far, this seems pretty fine. You know what? These heroes aren't too bad. They're newer ones. And this one says, oh, let me have a read. He smokes bullets and cigarettes. That's going to be Morax. So let's go find him, give him a click, and there you go. It's more rewards for me. But that's where the fun stops. The next one is called Intimate Friend. This is exactly the same, but you get some better rewards from this. And you need 6-star heroes. So now, when we needed a lady with crystally hair and a guy who smokes bullets, we need them to be 6-star. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, this next one. Her eyes are blindfolded, but she can never be fooled. Well, that's Eos, right? Okay, so put her in. And a bird always lingers on his bow. So the pairings are the same, right? Across all of them. You just need to have them at 6-star, and then it gets really bad because you then need to have them at 10-star. And this is the problem. Whales, what you could theoretically do, or people that are feeling crazy, you could go to the Gate of the Void, the Evolutions Cube, and you could replace your Transcendence Heroes with another Transcendence Hero. You could do a swap. And that is going to use 10 of your Soul Crystals. And it's a little wild. I'll be straight up. It's a little on the crazy side. But it's an option. But you need to have 2 Transcendence Heroes to do this. And you need to swap into each. And it gets very expensive quickly. So maybe it's something you want to consider, but you do need to take heroes out of the Celestial Island to do that, and it's an option, but I don't necessarily recommend it. And the gold rewards you get aren't even that good. For 50 affection, great, you get some flower cake. For 100, you get a 9-star light puppet, so that's all good. Then you get an orange artifact exclusive fragment, which I actually really like as a reward, because that's going to get you almost workshop materials. But is it worth all the stuff? Maybe, maybe not. And then 200 glorious relics if you get the whole thing completed. Now, you are getting some cool stuff at the end here. So there's 6-star armor, hero copies, thousands of gems, actually. Course of Transcendence, which is... Oh, is that for having these at 10-star? Oh, my word. If that's... Oh, no. And you need a 10-star Natasha and a 10-star Morax. Man, people are going to make some really weird heroes this week. You are going to need your soul symbols to regress these. Or maybe you just decided that now is the time to build Morax and Natasha as food. Or maybe now is the time to build Morax for your Abyss... the guild stuff, the guild settlement. Actually, you know, it's something I need to do, is have a Morax to beat the settlement quest over here, for example, the Ascension quest, because he's the only hero that can reliably beat this for me, so I should probably go and build a Morax to do that. That's an option, but it's just annoying, right? That is my conclusion of this. It's a pain. Yes, you can go potentially pick up all these heroes and get some cool rewards, but are you going to miss out much? I mean, it's 3 cores, 2,000 gems. I could see the min-maxers wanting to chase this, get the armor, right? The armor's pretty useful. But also, like, a Light Ranger and an Archer, you need a 10-star EOS and a 10-star Russell at the same time on the account. The ones that are 300 are going to require you to have 2 Transcendence Heroes at the same time. So that's when the swapping is going to come involved. Like, sure, it's great if you can get all the way up to 200 and get the rewards, but... it's going to be difficult. At least the pairings are the same. So just be warned. Some of these are nasty. Like 1 sword underfoot, 5 blades behind her back. That's a sword flash, and you have to pair her with... Pain doesn't scare him as he grasps the sword in his bare hands. That's Mockman. So you need sword flash and Mockman on the same account. This one gave up his shield. As I said, that's Asmodel the Dauntless, alongside Starwing Jara. Crazy. This one over here, pink hair with a petal dress, that's Freya, which I have, so I'm going to pop her in. But then this says, the void doesn't weaken his extraordinary skills of alchemy. I don't have Star Alchemist Holmes Young, so I would have to do so many swaps, use so many of my soul symbols to even be within a chance of actually completing all of this, and then you need them both as 10-star, 6-star, and 5-star simultaneously, so 10-star ideally, so you can go and get all the rewards. It's a crazy thing to do to swap them around. It's probably not worth it, but it is an option, and I will just leave that with you. And finally, folks, we have the Shishi special offers. You can buy up to 100 of these flower cakes using your gems. The rest of them you can get from the event itself, and you can use them to get yourself some festival limited skins. I would encourage you to go for ones that complete skin bonds that you don't already own, and I would avoid these 100 ones unless you really need them for your heroes. I think the best one here is probably the Starry Bride skin for Starwing Jara. After that, you probably really don't need the Campus Idol skin. It's actually not that great. I'd much rather the one where she's on the big floaty sword, which is pretty cool. The green sword that I had on my Sword Flash originally. Or you can even go with the Ace skin for Sword Flash, which is pretty good. So yeah, you probably don't need to grab this skin immediately. That said, though, I believe this is now bonded with this new skin over here, which is a skin for Mockman, which you can buy for the humble price of $100, along with all of this additional stuff here. Is it worth it? Probably not. And these 15 love threads that you can get from here are probably the last 15 you need to be within a chance of getting the artifact twice. Right? That's got to be the case. Surely. Yep. 450. 750. Yeah. 750. That's going to take it to 900. Oh, wait. That might get you 3 artifacts then. If you can do all of this, but that requires you maxing out the honey stars. That's really funny. So yeah, maybe you want to do this to get yourself another artifact, but I don't think it's worth it. Because really, most of the stuff in here doesn't excite me. The Lollipop Privilege Cannon, hate it so much. Lollipops themselves, I guess you get more rewards, but And you do double the honey stars you get, but you can't double the things you buy. That's the really annoying thing about the Fantasy Factory. Even though you can double the number of honey stars you're picking up, it doesn't mean you can buy the 9-star light puppet twice, right? People can totally disagree with me on this, but I really never feel attracted to spending big money on a Prophet Orb Lollipop event. There's just better events that give better rewards, in my opinion. So yeah, not appealed to this $100 package one bit. So yeah, I think it's going to be a free week for me, which is pretty good. Don't have to spend much money, which is nice. And yeah, we got some big stuff coming up as well. We have a new PvP game mode. Everyone's been given themselves an invitation. One team has to have 2 heroes, one team has to have 3, one team has 4, one team has 5, one team has 6. You need to win 3 out of your 5 fights. I have 3 monsters, so I've decided to lean heavily on my smaller teams. It's probably not a smart thing to do, but you know what? I'm going for it. We'll see what happens. And the rewards from this can be purchased in a new store, which you can find by clicking the marketplace, scrolling all the way down, and having a look here. So there's currency we can pick up over the course of doing this event. You can probably expect to get anywhere between 2,500, and if you're really, really lucky, you might even win this thing and get 10,000, but that's probably going to be whales. And I hate this store so much because it's a joke. You might think that you're getting yourself a Core of Origin, but it's not. It's a Core of Origin shard, and you need 100 of these to be able to get a Core of Origin, and it resets every month and you can only buy 10. So let's suppose you did get 8,000 of the currency every month. You would need to do this over 10 months to even be within a chance of getting this. Most likely though, you're only going to get like maybe 4,000 and just low roll, pretty much. Just get unlucky. Like 4,000 of these, that's only going to get you 5. It could take you 20 months. That's over a year and a half to get 1 Core of Origin. So I like this in principle, but in practice, it absolutely sucks for the majority of players. This is going to be a whale arena, play for fun, and the rewards are probably not going to be so substantial that you want to go grab them. Stellar shards are nice, though, and cores are nice. That's probably going to be the main thing that people pick up from these. And potentially, if you really, really need it, you could get Celestial Island materials, and free-to-play players, you can get some Master's Toolboxes from here, so that's actually pretty good. But these later things, all this Essence Sublimation stuff, like Spiritual Essence, like, what? Essence Sublimation? That's 1,000. You need 4,500 of these, and you can only buy them 5 times? What? That's 5,000? It's going to take you 9 months to be able to get enough to upgrade a single node on a hero. Crazy. So I think the price point on this later stuff makes no sense. It probably shouldn't even be in here, to be honest, at just how wildly inconsistent the value is. You need to play for so long to even reap the rewards on this and get so much that it's not really worth it in my mind. So I guess it will top up stuff you get from Void Campaign, which is nice, but nah, it's not appealing to me. You can buy Void Nars though. That's a thing. So yeah, I find this store unusual, and we'll take a little bit more of a look at this PvP tournament arena when it goes live on Monday. I'll be doing a Twitch stream on Monday night, so be sure to go ahead and check that out. And actually next week we're going to be doing the IHXC, which is our 10-star tournament, so join us on Twitch for that as well. You can find me at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP, and eventually that'll come onto YouTube. So I'm hoping to bring a new way of approaching PvP and Idle Heroes. We spoke about it a few months ago. I started building heroes on the account so that you guys could keep up to date with it, and then we moved things mainly onto Twitch just because of how slow things got. Just building 10-star heroes, it was quite a bit of a grind. I'll even show you how that account's looking now. So if I go across to the IHXC, a lot of people were wondering, hey, MK, did you cancel this series? No, the tournament is very much happening. Sign up ends on Monday. So if you guys want to sign up, you can find sign up forms through our Discord, and I've got a beautiful team of 10 stars ready to go to take people down. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. I do need to finish off a few stones and finish up some armor, but as soon as monthly reset comes in, which will be happening on our Great Horse Blessing very soon, we will be able to enjoy it and set up the lineup and hopefully do quite well. So folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. Hopefully you find this event interesting. We'll finish up by taking a look at the event preview for next week. It's going to be Sky Labyrinth, it's our usual mysterious chest, and Wishing Fountain is giving, wow, Garuda. That's it's exciting for some. Free-to-play players might enjoy this if your first hero is going to be a Garuda. Potentially that's a first E5 some of you go for, but everything else here looks standard. There may be added things, but unlikely. And either way, there you go. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon, and don't forget to check me out on Twitch. Hit that subscribe button for more event reviews, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, though, guys, happy idling.